one of Washington state's newest members of Congress ran on a familiar message: reduce government regulations, get tough on crime. While those might stereotypically sound like Republican campaign platform points, Marie Gluesenkamp Perez is a Democrat and tough to pigeonhole. In a solidly red district, she also put abortion rights at the forefront of her campaign, as well as reducing the cost of child care. She narrowly beat a Trump-endorsed Army veteran and election denier, Joe Kent, in what the nation calls, quote, the biggest upset of the 2022 midterms. Congresswoman-elect Marie Gluesenkamp Perez joins us now. Congresswoman-elect, first of all, congratulations. Second of all, I wanted to have you on because I read that interview in The Nation, which was really interesting. Democrats traditionally do not do well in rural districts. What made your campaign different, and how can other rural Democrats hopefully apply that to their campaigns in the future?
Well, I mean, I think one of the critical differences is, my biography. I live in a rural district. I live in rural Skamania County and Timber County. I work in the trades. I own an auto repair and machine shop with my husband. We're a small business that, like you said, we've been broken into 4 times, had another break-in yesterday. And I think that really connects with Americans. Like, we just want a Congress that works again. We want a Congress that looks like America, that understands what it's like to try and run a small business in this economy and make a place for the trades.
Do you think, speaking of your machine shop being broken into, do you think that too many national Democrats are too dismissive of the concerns of American citizens when it comes to crime, pointing to statistics and telling them that they're not experiencing what they're experiencing?
Yeah, I think that's a fatal flaw in the Democratic strategy. Is people are always trying to explain things to people. They're obsessed with, being right all the time. And, I think that it's important to understand the underlying feelings around an issue and not just the statistics, because those statistics, unless you understand the facts on the ground, those statistics can sometimes be hollow.
You beat your opponent, Republican Joe Kent, by only 2,600 votes yesterday. Despite being an election liar, he finally conceded after the recount. Are you confident you can represent a historically red district, especially with so many people in your district willing to put aside the fact that he was an election liar and vote for him? It was pretty close.
Yeah, I'm here to represent everyone, not just the people who voted for me. I think we have a lot of shared interests. Like I said, we all want a country that works again. We want opportunity for our kids. I'm part of the generation that, work as hard as I want. I'm not going to make as much money as my parents. And I think we are seeing an increasing, disenchantment, with the way things are working for folks. I'm running on really bread and butter issues of right to repair laws are something that are really critical to me. And one of the things I'll be working hard to pass in Washington, D.C.
Let's talk about that, because that's one of the interesting things about your appeal in your rural district, this right to repair legislation. Probably a lot of people right now watching this don't know what that is. It essentially allows Americans to fix their own stuff, from cell phones to tractors, despite attempts by corporate America and corporations internationally to try to stop that. Tell us more about that and why it's so important in rural districts such as yours.
I'm sorry, Jake. The internet quality cut out here. I didn't. Could you repeat that question?
Tell us about right to repair, what it means.
Yeah, so right to repair bills are, we in America have the belief that we can fix our own things, but increasingly the terms of service and contracts exclude people from that right. So you don't have the right to fix your own tractor, your own iPhone, home medical equipment. So it's not just about cars, it's about everything. And we're seeing, for instance, BMW not having dipsticks in their cars anymore. It's a disenfranchisement from the technology we rely on. And I and many, many people believe that DIY is in our DNA. The middle class relies on things being repairable and maintainable. And it feels like we're getting shoved into a culture of consumption, where we are not able to fix the things in the technology we rely on. And I think that's a crisis for the middle class and for American culture.
Democratic Congresswoman-elect from Washington State, Marie Gluesenkamp Perez, thank you so much. Let us know when you're here. We'll have you in studio. Got a lot of issues to talk to you about, and you seem to be a very interesting voice.
Thank you so much, Jake.